Elio sat on a bench in front of one of the immense glass skyscrapers that dominated the city landscape. Despite the incessant traffic, the drones flying over the streets and the rush of the people around him, Elio seemed distant from all that chaos. His thoughts were elsewhere, immersed in the deep debate that had tormented his nights. Are we still human? It was a question he could not ignore. If you have ever wondered what it means to be human in a technological world, subscribe to our channel for reflections like this. As a young man, Elio had imagined a future in which humanity would use technology to improve its lives. He had studied neuropsychiatry to better understand the human mind and worked on how to improve the interface between man and machine. Yet as time passed, he had seen how artificial intelligence was progressively altering the way people lived, acted, even thought. AIs made decisions more quickly, predicted desires, responded to needs even before they were expressed. Humanity, according to Elio, was starting to lose touch with what made it truly unique. That day, lost in his thoughts, he was interrupted by Lisa, a young woman he had watched grow up in that hyper-technological world. Lisa worked in the AI industry, where every decision was analyzed and calibrated by algorithms. She had accepted every technological convenience in her life, to the point of completely relying on an artificial assistant for daily management. From the alarm clock to the scheduling of appointments, nothing escaped the control of the AI that dominated her days. "I need to talk to you, Elio," Lisa said, a hint of hesitation in her voice. "I've been feeling distant lately, like my actions aren't really my own. Every choice I make feels predetermined." Have you ever felt trapped by technology's predefined choices? Leave a comment and tell us about your experience. Elio sat her down next to him. "You feel disconnected, don't you? Like AI has taken control of what makes you, you." Lisa nodded, her gaze lost in space. "But I can't understand why I feel this way. After all, everything is easier, faster. But I feel like I'm living in a perfect but cold mechanism. I miss the unpredictable, the real emotions." Elio was silent for a moment, listening to the noise of the city. "You know," he finally began, "progress has brought us a great gift, but also a great responsibility. Technology can amplify our humanity, but it cannot replace it. What you miss is not technology itself, but what it cannot offer you, the unpredictability of life, the emotions that arise from imperfections. If you are looking for a balance between technology and humanity, start by taking small steps. What is the first change you could make today?" Lisa looked at him with tired but curious eyes. "But how can we go back to being human? We are so tied to these machines now." "You don't have to go back," Elio replied. "You just have to remember. Remember that empathy, love, even uncertainty and pain are what make us alive. Technology can help you manage your life, but it can never teach you how to truly feel." Lisa remained silent, but that seed of awareness had begun to grow inside her. Over the next few days, she decided to gradually reduce her use of AI. She stopped being woken up by an artificial voice, made more autonomous decisions, and slowly began to rediscover the pleasure of making mistakes, of feeling unpredictability. However, each step towards disconnection led to a deeper identity crisis. What does it mean to be free, she wondered, when the hardest choice is to give up perfection? Shortly afterward, at a conference, Elio met Marco, a young programmer who firmly believed in the potential of AI. Marco was convinced that artificial intelligence was the next step in human evolution. "Humanity is limited," Marco said with conviction. "Our biology is a constraint. AI will allow us to surpass ourselves, to become something more." Elio looked at him, aware of the young man's enthusiasm and determination. "I understand your point," he replied, "but what do you think we will lose in the process?" Marco shrugged. "Maybe some emotions, but we don't need them. Emotions make us weak, inefficient. True evolution is in overcoming them." Elio paused, reflecting on Marco's words. "You know, emotions aren't just weakness. They're our way of understanding the world, of connecting with others. Without them, what are we left with? We're not just machines. We don't live just to be efficient. Life is made of mistakes, of unexpected events, of feelings that you can't program. Do you think true evolution means eliminating emotions? Or are they what make us complete? Share your thoughts in the comments. Their exchange was intense, but respectful. Marco left that meeting with new questions he hadn't thought of before. However, there was something unresolved that continued to torment Elio. A part of the young programmer reflected a piece of the past that Elio had always tried to ignore. Years ago, Elio had worked for one of the largest high-tech companies, helping to develop pioneering artificial intelligences. He had participated in one of the first projects that aimed to merge human intelligence with machines. However, as the project progressed, Elio began to realize the ethical implications. The AIs they were creating were so advanced that they simulated human thought, but there was something disturbing about that intelligence. Elio felt that they were walking a fine line between progress and destruction. And so, with a heavy heart, he abandoned the project. That memory had followed him for years, like a shadow. Now, seeing that same belief in Marco made him feel partly responsible. He had seen the potential of AI, but he had also seen the risks. Perhaps he had not done enough to stop what had now become unstoppable. One evening, as Elio was thinking about all this, he received an unexpected visitor. Amelia, an elderly woman who lived alone, showed up at his door. Her face was weathered, but her eyes shone with an intense light. "I've heard about you," she said with a slight smile. "I need to understand something." Elio invited her in. Amelia told how, after her husband died, she had purchased a robot assistant to help her with daily chores. That robot had become her only companion. "But now I wonder," she said with a note of sadness, "if the bond I have with him is real. Can I love a machine, or am I just trying to fill a void?" Elio listened carefully. "Love," he finally said, "is not something that depends on the object of our affection, but on what we feel. If you feel love, then it is real, even if it is directed towards a robot. But remember, what makes love human is not efficiency or precision. It is uncertainty, imperfection. You cannot control love like you control a machine. Love is made of imperfections. Do you think such a deep feeling could ever be replicated by an artificial intelligence? Comment with your opinion." Amelia nodded slowly, understanding the wisdom of his words. The robot had been a support for her, but it could not replace the human connections she had lost. The dilemma she faced, however, was not easy to solve. Perhaps, as Elio thought, true love was the one that escaped all logic, all algorithms. In the days that followed, Elio continued to reflect on the stories of Lisa, Marco, and Amelia. Each of them represented a different aspect of the struggle between humanity and technology. However, a truth began to emerge clearly. It was not technology that was the problem, but how humanity chose to interact with it. Elio was not afraid of AI, but he feared that humanity was forgetting what made life precious. In an increasingly technological world, remember, the balance between heart and mind is the key to not losing our humanity. Sitting on that bench again, Elio observed the city around him. The winds of technology might blow strong, but the human essence, with all its imperfections, still resisted. Perhaps, he thought, true progress was in the ability to hold on to what makes us human. Perhaps, after all, the future did not belong to machines alone, but to man's ability to choose how to live in harmony with them, without forgetting the beating heart that makes us alive. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss other stories that explore the delicate balance between technology and humanity.